everyone. My name's Audrey. Thank you for joining us. We will start our session by familiarizing ourselves with the webinar tool. So if you could just take a look below and click the chat and tell us where you're located at. So this session today will run for about 40 minutes and we will have you out of here on time. I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you to the sponsors, for without them, this virtual conference would not exist. So thank you to Hive MQ, Hitachi Vantara, GE Digital, Microsoft, and IIoT World for sponsoring this event. I see all kinds of chats from all over the world. That's awesome. So with some of this housekeeping out of the way, I'd like to go ahead and let us introduce our speakers. So I will call on each of our speakers and let them give a 2 to 3 sentence bio about themselves. So Rob, why don't we kick it off with you? And you're on mute, Rob.
You are on mute.
We always do that. So my 3 minutes starts now, huh?
No, just introduce yourself real quick.
Great, yes. My name is Rob Heinekamp with Down Solutions, CEO. We are a company that focuses on IoT, not just IoT, but what we do, we connect with, we integrate just PDM solutions for predictability. And from there on, we take the information and actually make it actionable. So in other words, a lot of IoT solutions actually, they capture information. What do you do with that? We pick up the information and we make it actionable, and it's called frictionless supply chain of parts. So Gartner loves that, and it's something we'll talk a little later about, but thank you for having us today.
Perfect, thank you. I'll pass it on to Narat. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm the co-founder and CEO of Empiric. My background is 10 plus years in enterprise software and also enterprise connected hardware.
Perfect. Christoph, can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, Christoph, co-founder and CEO of Alpamayo, calling in from Switzerland. I'm here to tell you how we want to make OEMs successful in enabling them to ship their products with best-in-class PDM technology.
Wonderful. Zachary, can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, definitely. My name is Zachary Smith. I'm a partner and owner at Inventive. I'm originally from New York, studied at Northeastern University in Boston, Massachusetts, with a focus on engineering and technological entrepreneurship. I've lived in California for the last 10 years, focusing on product development and manufacturing, doing consulting for companies such as Tesla on the Model 3, Google Loon, and Samsung smartwatch. And about 3 years ago, I ventured off and started my own company with a formal merger with Matt Inventive. So I'm really excited to go through that in more detail today.
Wonderful. And it looks like Mohan was unable to join us, so we will continue on with pitches. So just a little bit of background on how this will work. Each of our speakers will have 3 minutes to pitch their company. During their pitch, we really have 3 questions that we're hoping they'll answer. One is, what is the problem you are solving and why is it even important? Number 2 would be, how does your technology work and what sets it apart from other solutions in the market? So hopefully our founders will be able to describe their solution briefly and effectively. And lastly, who is your target customer? So those are the 3 questions that we will start with. And then after each of our pitches, I will ask a couple of additional questions to each of the founders. So why don't we go ahead and start with our wheel to figure out who gets to pitch first.
All right. Here we go. Let's resume sharing. Hopefully you can get to see my screen now. Hi, Zachary, can you see that or not?
We cannot see the wheel.
All right, I was just doing that and for some reason it's going on the screen. Oops, that's what it was. Here we go. It is Zachary Smith that we'll go with first, and then we'll remove from there and we'll draw the next one. So go ahead, Zachary.
Great. Thanks. Excited to kick it off. So Inventive enables industrial operations to take trapped data and turn it into smart data. Industry 4.0 is a minimum requirement to compete in today's global economy. Inventive allows corporate entities, both large and small, to pivot to Industry 4.0 with our out-of-the-box integrated SaaS in less than 24 hours. How does our technology work? Well, what we do is our custom developed integrated software, firmware, and hardware solution. The solution combines Linux and real-time operating system to physically connect to machines and networks with our analog and or digital agile integrated toolset, whether it be MT Connect for machining, OPC for additive manufacturing, CX for semiconductors, or custom built PLCs for discrete industrial operations. We could extract the data in real time through cellular, Wi-Fi, or Bluetooth. We then take that data and we aggregate it in the cloud or on-premise in case those requirements are defined by the industry, such as military and aerospace. We then integrate that machine data with other software data, such as CRMs, ERPs, MES, and accounting. Once we aggregate the data together, we process it through our AI engine, which is your interface, factory management console, dashboards, raw machine data, with visualization and downloads. We provide utilization on equipment and people, and we also provide finance in the format of statistics, reports, and charts. We have real-time profitability indicators across entire industrial operations, alerts, and much more. Who's our target customers? So we're currently integrated in over a dozen industrial settings and have over 200 devices in the field with millions of data points being collected. This includes OEMs for products, contract manufacturers, recycling facilities, electric vehicles, and much more. Everyone from CEOs, GMs, operational leads, and technicians are daily users of the platforms, using it from data entry to advanced analytics and driving decisions to the organization. We're installed in 5 countries, including the USA, Canada, Mexico, UK, and China. Predominantly, we're focused on aerospace, automotive, consumer medical, and industrial applications.
Wonderful. So do we want to move on to the next speaker? Yeah. All right, Christoph, it looks like you're up.
Great. So some years back, I worked in a manufacturer's maintenance team. We spent our days rushing from one problem to the next, solving them, honestly feeling mighty good about it. Were we efficient? Essentially, we were firefighting. Many service teams operate in this fashion. Average teams spent 90% of their time fighting fires. Now, the inefficiency of just reacting to problems is not only frustrating, it's expensive. An estimate puts the global cost of unplanned manufacturing downtime at $1.5 trillion US. Best-in-class maintenance teams are able to reduce unplanned downtime by 40 to 80%. These teams work proactively. And to be proactive, they need foresight. So PDM promises to provide this foresight, uses AI models to process live data and inform which equipment requires attention. Today, most of these systems are created by third parties, with AI models being fitted to each piece of equipment on the shop floor individually. Now, imagine what will happen once every machine manufacturer, every OEM begins to ship his product with the integrated capability to self-monitor, self-diagnose, and self-medicate. Imagine the simplicity of setting up predictive maintenance systems on the shop floor. Imagine how you, the OEM, can increase the efficiency of your supply chains and field service, knowing which actions will be imminent at what time. And imagine the competitive advantage created for your service business if you can uphold bold SLAs. We at Alpamayo are a team of engineers and AI developers. We've previously built these capabilities in energy, mining, transportation, and manufacturing sectors. We founded our company to enable OEMs to integrate these capabilities at scale, because we're convinced they can build the best technology, since they have 2 unique advantages. and we've designed the modules that make up our product to leverage them. The first advantage is the OEM's ability to explicitly incorporate unique expertise into the solution. So upon starting to work together, we will onboard a few of your engineers to our development application, where they define reference procedures, input heuristics from years of field service experience, as well as other known information like a graph-like intuition of their system structure. Our algorithms then provide a fully managed predictive maintenance service. And this leverages the second advantage. An OEM is in the position to design systems to learn from the data of an entire machine population. As the available amount of data grows, we continuously evolve your systems to higher levels of AI capabilities, up to the point of predicting remaining useful lifetimes on a component level. So our predictive maintenance as a service approach rethinks the entire process as a journey that makes best-in-class technology highly accessible, even for small OEMs, likely at 1/10 of the time and money spent on an in-house development.
Perfect, thank you. All right, Rob, it's all you.
That's fantastic. So let's do this. So here's what we do. IoT has been, of course, a huge thing going on. And a couple years ago, we read documents around servitization. Many companies actually leave a lot of money on the table. What they do, they don't really have the numbers that they need to get to. So what you see with aftermarket parts and service, the annual revenue should be 25% of that should be aftermarket parts and service. But they don't even touch the 10%. So they're leaving 15% on the table, average. On $1 billion company, it's $150 million. That's a lot of cups of coffee, you know? So our solution addresses that. It makes sure that your servitization feeds into more revenue, right? You're not leaving the money on the table. So that's a key problem that we address. And then we support the journey from where you're product-centric to EaaS. So we help customers get into the journey and get them to the service from all the way from product-centric to servitization to EaaS. So how does our solution work? So we integrate with PDM solutions like Alpamayo and Sensei and some others, and they predict outcome. They predict and gives us the information that we need to do the next step. So what we do, we pick up the information and we answer the next step. What is next, right? A lot of companies capture data, and then the question is, what do you do with it? Well, what we do, we pick it up. And we say, okay, we create a case, we quote, create an order, we create a shipment, create a service schedule, all in one process. Gartner called this a frictionless supply chain of parts, which actually it is. It integrates with PDMs, integrates with our AWS specific solution, Salesforce, and in any ERP. And so what it does, it gives OEMs and customers the ability to predict downtime. And therefore, before everything breaks down, they can replace parts, get the schedule of the service reps done, audits done in a single process, no human intervention required. And so that was labeled as, this is unique. Most, if not all, IoT solutions are focusing on the shop floor. We don't necessarily do that. We focus on revenue. We focus on optimizing the service organization and reduce downtime, which is a big deal because downtime is cost. So our solution addresses that. So it increases revenue for companies. It also prevents customer downtime. So stickiness, customer satisfaction is high. So it's all around, it's a solution that has not been seen before. And we were told by Gartner that if we get our first 20 customers together, we're going to get our own magical quadrant. So we're on that, we're doing that. So it's a good process to get through. So it's important for us to identify our customers. So our customers are in many different areas, but we don't want to necessarily go after every industry, right? So automotive is one, manufacturing, OEMs, oil and gas, mining, and heavy equipment. What's important about that is that our solution would work with anything that makes anything, right? Any asset, any machine, anything that actually needs to be monitored for uptime, including cars, whatever it is, we can work in any of those spaces because our solution picks up the information and it basically addresses the service ability for anything that we see in the world. It's a big play. We don't necessarily go after all of that. We do focus on the areas that I mentioned. And it's really, it goes into reducing downtime, right? Unplanned downtime is critical. And so this whole process that we have our customers go through is a longer journey, right? Because from a product-centric company being an OEM all the way to an EaaS, equipment as a service type company, takes time. It's a journey that's not as easy, and we advise our customers on that. And as part of that, we have the tools to implement that. So literally on the highest level, an asset tells a story about, I'm going to fail in the next few weeks. We pick up that information and we schedule the whole process after that flawlessly. Therefore, we're giving the OEM and the customer the time to actually respond to a potential outage, therefore preventing downtime and therefore increasing revenue and output. That's been our challenge. That's been our solution, and customers love it. So yeah, we're ready to rock and roll in this world.
Perfect. Thank you. All right, we only have one speaker left, so Nerat, you are up.
You are on mute.
Perfect. Thank you everyone for having me. So about Empiric, the big problem that we're solving is that we've noticed in the past 5 to 10 years, a lot of manufacturers have deployed many different IoT systems, making it really hard to scale all of those together. And also use machine learning and AI on all that data because it's not in one place. What Empiric has done is we've made a fully integrated platform and sensors that helps manufacturers such as folks like Tyson Foods, Johnson & Johnson, Gilead Sciences, and more save millions of dollars by preventing things like equipment failures, reducing product waste, improving productivity, and increasing safety. How does our technology work and what sets it apart from other solutions in the market? Our fully integrated platform, IoT platform and sensors enable manufacturers to easily collect data and automate all types of use cases and operations throughout their facilities and the greater supply chain. Through no-code solutions, Empiric's platform and sensors can be easily configured and set up in minutes to each customer's unique needs. And what really sets us apart from other solutions, as I had mentioned, a lot of other solutions are single use case. So maybe some people do vibration monitoring and predictive maintenance. Maybe some people do temperature monitoring for their temperature sensitive goods throughout their facilities and supply chain. Empiric's IoT platform supports multiple use cases instead of only one. Again, making it easier to scale throughout your whole supply chain, as well as finally take advantage of machine learning and AI on all your data in one place. In addition to that, because we are a platform, we enable manufacturers to easily connect and automate a lot of their operations through no-code tools. Our target customers fall within life sciences, food and beverage, chemicals, and one day we'll be moving into adjacent industrial manufacturing markets. Some of the people that use our technology on a day-to-day basis and get the most value out of it are maintenance teams, manufacturing operations, and also quality teams. And we're working on partnering with large insurance companies, equipment manufacturers, and also other third-party systems providers such as SAP and IBM.
Perfect. Thank you so much to all of our startups that have pitched so far. So the next thing that we will do during this session is I will go through and ask each of the founders a few questions. So we'll start with one question and I will ask each of the startups that one, and then we'll move on to the next question. The answers need to be less than 1 minute in length so that we can have time for everyone. Oh, actually, we're going to switch it up a little bit. Mohan, welcome to the call. Thank you for joining us. You joined us just in time for you to be able to introduce yourself and go ahead and give your 3-minute pitch. Are you ready for that? You're on mute.
Okay, yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. So please
All
introduce
right, great.
yourself in a couple sentences, and then you can go straight into your pitch.
Okay, my name is Mohan Panisamam. I'm based in Berlin, Germany. So I was IoT engineer. So now I'm leading my own journey in developing my own company in the field of IoT. And I want to combine IoT with AI. So that is my biggest vision. And I'm looking forward for various kind of projects who are looking to integrate IoT technology plus with the AI technology. Yeah. So in the house, we are developing tailored solutions where we have a combination of AI plus IoT technology. And we want to find our early adapters. So that's why I'm looking for key players in the industry who would like to be part of as our early adopters. Yeah. Cool.
Is there anything further you'd like to share about your company?
Currently, we are looking at like versatile solutions, something like how can you use noises or audio to detect your current status of your machinery. But just by keep recording of the noises which the machine produce, we can gain so much of insight from how the machine is going to be maintained, and we can also predict when the machine's going to need some maintenance. So we have in-house solutions for this thing. We have a working prototype. So how, as a startup, we want to move forward is we want to engage with our early adopters, early industry partners who are looking for such solutions so that we can grow together. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. So to move on, I will go ahead and ask a question, and then each of our participants will go ahead and answer that with a answer less than 1 minute. So just to make this easy, we will actually just go through the list that you can see on the screen that just went away in that order. So can we share the screen again? All right, so we'll go ahead and start with what kind of insights can you provide to the customers? So Mohan, can you answer that quickly?
Like we can provide you well professionally generated reports, and these reports contains the data of which of the things, or I will call them things like assets, which we are monitoring through our platform, is contributing the most anabolic behavior. Anabolic behavior by means it is operating at the level of not normal. So this, how we define the normal and abnormal is by our routine collection of data, and we pass this data to our platform, and we have our in-house predictive algorithms which working to lay out where are the outcasts or the assets which are performing abnormally. And this report contains all the necessary details, like when you have to perform your predictive maintenance or when you have to schedule the maintenance. So it will become a much more helpful tool for you to make your decision. Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. So Christoph, can you also answer the question, what kind of insights can you provide to customers?
Sure. So the depth of insights really depends on the individual level your solution has evolved to, because keep in mind, predictive maintenance is a journey. And this goes a bit along with that question I just read in the chat, Andrew's question about how predictive maintenance solutions deal with positive and failure predictions, with false positive and failure predictions. There's no silver bullet for false positives. And what you have to consider is that you want to roll out a system that is somewhat insensitive to those false positives by not putting the sensitivity of your anomaly detection to too high of a level. That's your initial system, which you can already roll out after a couple of days. And sure, It may provide some false positives, but it's set to a fairly insensitive level as to not as to deliver actionable insights, because that's important. And then as more data flows in from your machine population, we try to train algorithms, train models that learn from the entire machine population instead of on this individual single machine level that you have on the shop floor. And then once you get to a higher level, meaning you have more data at your disposition, you start doing component level remaining lifetime predictions and really try to get more specificity and more interpretability and also more foresight into your predictions. The important thing to keep in mind is all of these insights are actionable, and you shouldn't be running your system in shadow mode for 2 to 3 years until you reach this highest level of AI capabilities, but should be thinking about it from the start, because there's like how to make those actions, like those informations actionable, how to use them to create value, as Rob was talking about a couple minutes ago.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So we'll move on to Rob. What kind of insights can you provide to customers?
Yeah, so what we propose to our customers, most, if not all OEMs are product-based, right? They sell a product to put it on the shop floor, on the floor, and when it breaks, they get a call. That's kind of the model that we see across the board. What we do, we take our customers on the journey. We take them from product-based to equipment as a service, which is something that is a complex process. It's not a technology issue. The technologies like Alpamayo, like Sensei, those technologies as a PDM solution, they work, they're good, it's fine. That's not the issue. The issue is a change. An organization to go on an IoT journey from product-based all the way to equipment as a service is complicated. It includes financial changes. You're not selling the asset. It's going to be an asset. It's going to be on the shop floor, and you're going to get subscription output-based, outcome-based revenue from that, right? So the model on the financials is changing. Your organization is changing because the way you sell is very different. You sell a solution, not selling just an asset. And so there's a lot of complexity to moving from a product-based organization into more of an equipment as a service company. Now we see a lot of interest in it. We see a lot of companies interested in understanding what it takes to go to an EAS type model. So our advice to our customers and insight is, take it on. It's going to take time. You're not going to do this overnight. It's going to take a few years for you to move from one process into the other. Well, actually one stage into the other. So the journey is started. We see a lot of companies wanting it and doing it, but it's not a simple one. There is going to be a lot of complexity to it, and that's where we guide our customers through. So our technology is working. It's all great. It does what it's supposed to do. That's not the challenge. The challenge is, how do you get your organization changed? And that's where we come in.
Perfect. Awesome. Zachary, can you answer what kind of insights can you provide to customers?
Yeah, definitely. So there's quite a few, and it really depends on like the role of the person. So some people in finance, what they're really curious about is cash flow. So we're able to see in real time future cash flow based on planned ship dates on manufacturing, and then our AI tool actually say like if it's going to ship early or late based on where it is in the process. Additional insights is alerts based on machine uptime or downtime. We run comparisons on actual G code out of machines to say which program runs more effectively. In addition, we have sales team going into our manufacturing tool and looking at the margins certain clients are bringing to the company, and help and actually working with manufacturing to drive and choose clients based on profitability and work with them to define how certain steps within the manufacturing process can enable more profitability. So those are a few areas that different members of the team are using the tool set to drive insights within the organization.
Perfect. Thank you. And then lastly, Narat, can you please answer what kind of insights can you provide to customers?
Absolutely. So after our sensors after our sensors bring in real-time data such as vibration, temperature, environmental data, GPS, and more, or from real-time data from other systems, we can easily provide you insights on things like equipment failure prediction, anomaly detection, trend analysis, spectrum analysis, threshold-based predictions. Andrew, speaking to your question earlier about how do you catch false positives, because our platform is easily configurable to get all these insights in just a couple clicks, as you're setting up what data you want to generate these insights from, you actually, the user, get to input things like, I only want to be alerted when anomalies past a certain percent, right? Is this an anomaly that looks like it's 50% or higher? Then alert me. And so along with the data that we collect from the sensors and from your other systems that we study with our algorithms, we're also going to take a lot of your user feedback, because you guys know your processes and your manufacturing facilities the best. And so combining those two together, you'll get really powerful insights like the one I mentioned.
Perfect, thank you. So what we will do is I'll ask one more question to each of the startups, but we do have to move quite quickly. So we'll have to cut you off if we go too long. So our last question is, what are your plans in terms of product development and market expansion? So we'll go ahead and start with Mohan, and please be succinct in your answer.
Sorry, what was the question again?
What is your plans, both in terms of product development and market expansion?
So the product development is that we have the framework ready. So the development of the framework depends on who will be our early adopters are. So it will be a close collaboration with them, and we truly believe our framework can be tailored universally and can be specified in various kind of niche industries. So if our early adopters are from water management system or from automotive industry, then our solution can go vertically in this area. So that is our development, and we are truly confident with that. Yeah.
Perfect, thank you. Christoph, can you go ahead and answer the question?
Sure. So we built our first product really having in mind this use case of machine tool builders who want to bring predictive maintenance capabilities into their machine tools. But generally, this is not the only vertical, and there's this much broader vertical of manufacturing systems where predictive maintenance and our business model play a role. And generally, what defines a potential client for us is three things. Like, first of all, they have to bring a significant number of assets into the field so that you can really learn across a machine population. The second is that the service strategies for these assets are optimizable, and so sometimes you have strong regulatory constraints how maintenance has to be undertaken. Then predictive maintenance is probably more of a future topic than can be implemented now. And ultimately, they have to have a significant service business or have an untapped potential of really growing their business by going into servitization and predictive sales.
Perfect, thank you. Rob, can you please answer what are your plans in terms of product development and market expansion?
Yep. So our product is ready. We already have numerous POCs going on. Customers love it. It's working. But with that, I'm always looking forward, right? It's almost to me, it's like, okay, we're good to go. Let's move on to the next. So we just start selling the solution. What we are having in the pipeline is a few things. The roadmap is as follows. We have a sustainability solution developed on top of it, which is in its final stages. And what it does, it monitors basically gases, right? Gases, all kinds of things, scope 1 and 2 of ESG. Then the information we capture, and it follows the same process. Data is data is data, right? Whether you pull it from an asset like a vibration sensor or a temperature sensor, you can also do the same for ESG scopes 1 and 2. So that's what we have as part of our next piece of the roadmap. From the asset, when the information comes in, it feeds into the CRM, it feeds into the ERP. We bring this all together with an AR, VR type solution where the service rep online on site has all the information.
Okay, Rob, I don't know
Oh,
if anyone
speak up.
else is experiencing you cutting in or out,
Oh,
unfortunately. However, we do need to move on to our move on to the next founders. So Zachary, can you please answer the question on what are your plans in terms of product development and market expansion?
yeah, I'll just go through one specific feature that we're working. One is connected assets within a factory to IoT devices. So injection mold facility, for example, we're doing automatic on mold machines. And similarly, using that same technology for identifying people are within a factory and identifying that, like associating their labor hours with certain pieces of equipment. So really the human machine interface is focus on our next step.
Lovely, thank you. So Nurat, can you please answer the question? What are your plans both in terms of product development and market expansion?
Yeah, absolutely. In terms of product development, we'll be adding more sensors to capture unique data throughout manufacturing, such as energy monitoring, VOC monitoring, pressure monitoring. In regards to our platform, we'll be adding more no-code tools. We know that the future of IoT has to be easy for all types of users to use. So we'll be adding more no-code tools for customizing workflows. What do I mean by customizing workflows? You'll be able to easily configure things like if one of our temperature sensors detects that the temperature has rose in a specific manufacturing cold room, automatically tell the HVAC system to turn the temperature down and then kick off a maintenance task to your maintenance system. Or if a critical specific machine part fails, automatically initiate an order through SAP for the right part to mitigate supply chain issues. In addition to that, we'll also launch more of our easy to use machine learning and AI. So we'll be able to do root cause analysis for equipment failures, get prescriptive insights for how to actually fix equipment after failures. In addition to that, anomaly detection based on trending utilities data by bringing in things like water and energy data, or recommendations specifically for which equipment will perform better and why by studying utilization and failure data.
Wonderful, thank you so much. So as you can see on your screen, there is a poll that is up. Can you please vote on who you believe has the most innovative product or service? While everyone is filling out that poll, I just want to say thank you to all of our speakers and their insights. And also thank you so much to the attendees for listening and voting. And I do see that there are some questions that are in the Q&A session. So to the founders, if you could answer some of those, if any of those are relevant to you, that would be awesome. And again, just thank you so much. It's now time to move on to the next session, which is rethinking IIoT to stay competitive in the manufacturing industry. So again, thank you and have a wonderful day.